Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
Boom, let's talk about it. Good morning, happy Sunday. So I'm gonna try to make this short. So I was having a conversation, and this is when I realized that I get on some people's nerves, right? Because I was having a conversation, and the person was telling me all the stuff that was going wrong and all of this other stuff, right? And they used this word that I have a problem with, right? They said, because I was telling them, I was like, it's not that bad. All you got to do is blah, 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 blah. And then they told me, well, I'm just being realistic. And that word to me, I have a problem with, right? Because for me, when you say I'm just being realistic, what I think that you're doing is you're taking the God out of it. You see, because in my level of commitment that I'm on right now, I believe that the unrealistic things is what comes by faith. You see, realistically, I should not have the position that I have now as far as my work. Realistically, on paper, it was like, I don't even know if I should apply for this. Realistically. But the way that my faith is set up, I'm like, nah, I think this is for me. And if it's for me, who gonna be against me? See, because I'm not looking at a thing, I'm looking at right up there, right? So when I was talking to the person and they were like, I'm just being realistic about it, this, that, and other. And I stopped and I said, what does that mean? Well, I'm just being realistic because I said, but just explain to me what that means. Now, using that word realistic, it can apply for, some things, right? Let's just say somebody who is living just a foul life. No morals, no this, that, and the other, right? And then they're like, yeah, I'm about to get this mansion. Yeah, I'm about to do this, that, and the other, blah, 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 right? Okay. That's when realistic comes into play because, you living crazy, right? But I'm a firm believer that if you're committed, if you're committed for change, realistic shouldn't be in your vocabulary. See, there are some people that's committed to the wrong things. There are some people that's committed because it's comfortable. That's why a lot of people stay in the situation that they're in because they're comfortable. They're committed to being comfortable. Where I'm at in my life, when I'm uncomfortable, that's when I know God's about to kick in. Because when I'm uncomfortable, I'm growing, right? So having this conversation, they were just like, I hate you talking to you sometimes because I be trying to tell you something and you always talking about this, that, and I'm like, whoa. There's a reason why you called me. You see, I've never changed. You know that if you come to me and you got a problem, we're going to talk about that problem for 10 to about 12 or 13 minutes. After that, we need to talk about solutions because anything after that, we just talking. And the way that my life is set up right now, I ain't got time for that. Because if I put my energy into your lack of belief, I start to sway. So I'm going to give you that 10 to, let's just say 13 minutes to divulge all of the things that's wrong in your life. Then we're going to put a pin in it and I'm going to say, okay, so listen, this is what you need to do. We need to blah, 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 and this, that, and other. And see, I use that word we, and I gotta stop doing that because I find myself getting involved in what they got going on and they comfortable being there. So let me take that we out. I'm like, listen, this is what you should do, this, that, and other. Everything that I said, well, nah, because it's that and other, blah, blah. And I said, well, wait a minute. What are you believing in? You see, sometimes when God gives you something, it's a test to see, are you still going to give him the praise? Because when you really want something, I'm talking about when you really want something, that's the most times that you are praying because you want it. Then you get it. Then you stop that commitment. So I'm having a conversation and I'm telling, and then it just starts getting in my spirit Because for a moment, I started thinking, you know what, maybe I should just chill out. Maybe they're right. Maybe, realistic. And that, as soon as that happened, I said, I got to go. I got to go because this conversation ain't feeding my spirit. This conversation is not feeding my spirit. You called me because you were bent on your life is just this bad. Everything you said, I had a counteraction to it. Man, I don't even know, man. I don't like this job, but you got a job. Man, and I feel like, man, every time I pay something off, another one comes up, but you paid that off. And I'm just looking at it from a perspective type thing, right? And then as soon as that word realistic came, you see, my dreams and my goals are unrealistic to some people, but that's not in my vocabulary. That's why you have to watch who you tell things to. You can't tell everybody your dreams and your goals and aspirations because to them it's unrealistic. And you will mess around and tell the wrong person your dreams and goals, and they will talk you right up out of it if you're not committed. They will talk you right out of it if it's not committed. If I say I'm about to be a best-selling author, and they like, man, this, that, and other. And if you constantly keep listening to that, then you'll sit down to write and you like, man, you know what? Maybe they're right. No. Let me tell you something. When two people are on the same page, commitment-wise, both of those people are going to birth something into the world. But if one is committed and the other one is focused on being realistic, it will never work. It will never work. This is my message to you on this Sunday. Who are you talking to? Who are you taking the times out? And let me tell you something, right? That's why it's easier for a stranger to lend you support because they have no dog in the fight. They don't know nothing about what you've been through. They don't know this, that, and other. They are looking at you as who you are today. They're looking at you as who you are today. They have no ceiling for you. That's why you yourself can support these entertainers that you don't even know. Because they don't live up the street from you. You're not talking to them every day. So it's easy to cheer for them, right? It's easy to cheer for them. Oh, but your cousin, your brother, your husband, your wife, whoever, it's hard to cheer once they start ascending because to you it's unrealistic. To you it's unrealistic. Because you have no faith. You have no commitment. And because you're not committed, you can't allow them to ascend. You got to tear them down every single time. And what I'm saying is true because have a conversation with someone. And all of this, what I'm saying is directed to the people that's really committed. To the people there's somebody that woke up this morning that's been out all night, right? Woke up this morning and they like, oh man, I'm about to eat something and then this, that, and other, blah, 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 right? And then come Monday, they're going to be talking about, man, I'm just so tired. I'm this, that. They're not committed. They're not committed. So their level of work and the goal is far different. Far different. This message is to the people that are praying, that are focused, and doing the work. Don't let nobody talk you out of your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you that it's unrealistic. That's when you know you're dreaming right, when it's unrealistic, because God sometimes, he don't need to, but sometimes God needs to show up and show out. Because when you go for that job, if you know the right person, you like, yeah, they got me in. Yeah, this person got me in. Not God, this person. So sometimes all you got to do is set the environment and let God come down and perform the miracle. This time next year, you can be exactly where you want to be if you set the environment. So anyways, man, I love y'all. Hopefully this bless somebody out there. Y'all be safe.